It's basically, I don't know how many of you remember, I think last year during Chairman Sir's birthday, we said that we are going to launch a 5-point program, and in that one of the point was we will make it more visible. Patel Group of Institutions should be more visible, and that is when we applied for TEDx. We were stuck at one level wherein we processed everything, but they were asking for the campus facilities and required number of people or manpower for the campus, saying that we are fit for having TEDx talks in our institution. Keeping that in mind, our institution on one side, and definitely the expert who has already done few TED talks, and in the institution which madam was working before, I think they have done it in Niman's seminar hall, where it was a paid ticket and a lot of experts had come. So it is just a start for us today regarding the TEDx. And why especially I took this topic beyond curriculum values is, every day if you meet an HOI, every day you meet a teacher, and I think last 2 days Asha madam is also here. If you meet the teachers, we met teachers from school also. The major concern that lies in the entire is student, and student. Mobile, Instagram, no values with students. Either they are coming here only to get their degrees. Where are we heading towards? Keeping in mind the curriculum, marks on one side, AI coming into picture on the other side, and today values. I would like to quote, I will like to start my speech with values of two generations which is in front of us. The values of Chairman Sir and Asha Madam, and values of Arpita Madam and Aditya Sir. Let's talk about that. If you see, I have seen, closely worked with them. If you see the values which they have imbibed today in their kids, maybe Akshara, Akarsh and Arpita Madam for that matter, she was telling, with the scare that PT Sir is there in the school and I am there in the school, both were very much tensed. And I know how Akarsh and Akshara have been in the campus when they studied PUC also, what respect they gave to teachers. But on the contrary, if you see the generation today when I was in my cabin, Lata Madam, before she opened the lock itself, I could see Nagaraj Sir and Savita Madam in the cabin, and she was shouting at two students, you have not done this, your assignment is not done, you are not writing anything, you are not able to do this. So where are we going to stand? How are we going to improve this? And on the other side, we have teachers. If we see the entire last 5 years of tragic situation, what education institutes are today undergoing, and the pressure which every teacher undergoes, considering I am also part of teaching fraternity, what kind of pressure the entire teaching fraternity undergoes today. There was a small reel, I would share it definitely after this presentation to all of you. The daughter says, I have got a teaching job, and mom says it is not easy. But 10 years back, they say it was the best job, because you come back home by 5 o'clock, you aram se relax, spend time. But today, you do homework along with students. And that homeworks might be assignment marks, might be correcting, because you already have 4 hours in the campus. On one side, you have these challenges. You sitting in the school, college or school doing the work, then going back home, you doing your homework. I think like this you have multiple challenges, and on the other side the students who are coming into the campus lack that value. Today if you see, as I told you, Arpita Madam's generation, if you talk about, it's a younger generation. Adit Sir, Nodona, Adre Madona, that category. Asha Madam's category is category of in such a way that, yak sir, why you are to trouble? If we ask, let's take a faculty out from the organization, the way Arpita Madam takes it, the way they both take it, I think there is definitely a drastic change in what people see. And today's generation also, if you see, hardly 3 months, 1 month, they work in one place, they feel that this is not the right place you go. Veena Madam, when I was discussing with Madam this morning, in their institution, the first criteria for a teacher is they have to do 15 events every year. That's a part of their appraisal. So every institution has built their own set of systems. Every institution today, I am going to propose it in front of management through this TED Talk itself, what initiatives we can do considering the challenges that every teacher in every school or college is facing. So before I start my conversation, the most important I want to bring two survey reports here. One is, a report says that 77% of today's youth lack the basic life skills. I don't know how many of you know what is the life skill. Life skill is basically, it is not just what is taught in the textbook, it is the values that they bring along with them. 77% of the people, which Education Survey of India says that, 77% of lack, and 65% of the corporates feel that going forward, they will not look for the degrees and the marks. They will look for ethics as a first important thing, which is the basic thing which current generation is lacking. Now, what do you mean by, can somebody tell what are the various components of values? Values are of different types. What are the various components of values? Don't worry, you don't have internal marks. If you don't answer, it will not be done. Yes, ma'am. That's the first thing. There are 5 important components. One is respect for others. Correct? If you see the generation past and today, even today if we see our teacher, we will fall on the feet. The value that our parents have brought in. But you see today's generation, internal marks that's the attitude. That's the attitude they carry. And how are we going to, are teachers going to change it? That's a big question mark. From there, parents are telling, nammaklan school you take care of it. They are not able to control one child at home. On the other side, we have so many people, teachers have to control so many students and take care of that one child also. Respect for others, that's the most important thing, ma'am. And today's generation, you cannot see that respect at all. And they wish us good morning, good evening, only because of one weapon, that is hall ticket and internal marks. If that two are taken from teacher's life, all will be getting diabetes BP from the age of 30 itself. All of us. Because that is the only weapon. Because of that, you will also be part of corporate life. Don't think that that is how today's generation, respect you cannot see. If we used to, heads you ask, if a head of the institution is walking by, the student will not even get up. Here, if a management comes, HOS will get up, teacher, you could see the difference. Are you able to understand that much value that the previous generation had? Let's talk about our own teachers here, ma'am, who have been in the system for quite a long time. Take Prema madam, Sabita madam, Latha madam, Mrudula madam, Malini madam, Tirupati madam, even in school, Tara ma'am, Hemlata ma'am, Kasturi ma'am, similarly, Asha ma'am, Anita ma'am, all if you see the values what they have, and today's generation teachers. They get stressed out with small things, they can't bear the things for a longer time, but they have been used to a system where the values are important. One is respect for others. Next, Nagra sir, you were saying, Patience. Patience in our institution, patience is not there for anything except observations. Observations and patience go hand in hand. If one observation is put, 10 mails will come until it is closed. And if we write a mail, it will take 10 days to reply. That's also part of value, sir. That's what I'm telling. Imagine the plight. If I'm just bringing the humor into picture. Patience, it might not be the one of the core thing of values. But if you have patience, you will develop values. If you have patience, you will develop so many values. Yeah, one is respect. Then,
discipline.
Yes.
Honesty and ethics.
Yes, honesty, ethics. Honesty, ethics is the most important thing after the respect. When you are honest, you don't have to scare for anything in your career. It may be at home, it may be at your workplace, it may be in the society. Now, honesty but we say corruption starts at home. Why? Child is crying, you have to correct answer papers here, take my mobile, please see. That's where the first corruption starts. He is crying, the child is crying, you give a dairy milk, first corruption. Matro beta, kuch to karo, I have work. Today all of us are working and nobody is there to take care. If the child cries, is a problem for us. So honesty and discipline. Ma'am, I would like to stress on this today. I was reading one of the article where it says the difference between motivation and discipline. Can anybody say the difference between motivation and discipline? Don't want Bangalore University answer which says discipline starts with D, motivation starts with M. So what is discipline and motivation? Difference.
When we are in discipline, somebody will be appreciating us, that will be motivated.
When you are in discipline, somebody will, today's generation it is very not, ma'am. If you are in discipline, people will like to throw you out first. If you are disciplined, no, see, or they want to butter somebody, so that's why they are disciplined. That is, I don't think so. Yes, ma'am.
Discipline comes from within.
One, motivation comes from others.
Yeah,
Might be, correct? Yeah, but both are there within. Both are there within, but motivation you expect from others. You expect from others. But in simple, I was reading one article where the author says, motivation is only temporary, discipline is permanent. Motivation is just temporary. Today the same principal who has told you are doing good, next month if management tells he is not good, he will go and tell management has told you are not good, you please leave. Where did the motivation go? These many days you are disciplined. These many days they were having confidence with you. But the answer for that is wherever you go, anybody for that matter, discipline is the utmost important priority, which I think we built in the value for Patel Group of Institution from 2020 with biometric into the system. I hope how many know it, don't know it, but discipline we started from there. Not having an ID card and not having an biometric, and today everybody is wearing an ID card and running for biometric is a discipline that is permanent, man. For that, what is the motivation? Might be salary given on time. There are other factors, but discipline is that nobody will question you tomorrow. When you are disciplined, nobody will have that question for you. So, discipline is agreed, respect is agreed, honesty is agreed. Empathy, the last one. Most important is empathy. How many in today's generation have it? Today's generation, students, empathy, if you see, no, and most important, why it is troubling them is all of us have become self-centered people. We are self-centered. Nan kelsa agbeku, my appraisal, my department. You take, when HOS were told to their department only, Mrudula madam doesn't talk about PISM now. She will tell my budget is PUC. There nobody is PGI is bothered about. I am saying you are able to understand, ma'am. It's not I am telling ownership is one side. Ownership is on one side. Definitely it's ownership. But empathy is the most important thing. I think that if we focus on these 5 parameters, values. But you may definitely ask the question in question answer session. We will take it up. Can we build that empathy in the students once they are brought from their home? Can we build the values? The question is that. Correct? Values are given by their parents. It cannot be changed. Like how I told example of Arpita madam, the values are given by Sambat sir and Asha ma'am. So these are the 5 components of values. Then what are the different types of values? Today the society or anybody wants. 3 types. Yes. Types of value. Martin sir? Values, which kind of values you see? There are 3 types of values.
Morality.
Huh? Which one, ma'am?
Morality.
Morality, okay. No, those are part of values, types of values.
Professional value.
Excellent. Professional, social and leadership values. Professional, social and leadership. Now, let's take first social values. How do we build social values? Respect for others is a part of social value. Correct? Honesty is there in everywhere. You need in leadership, you need in society, you need in profession. Leader, don't think leader means Prime Minister, President. You are a leader in your home. You are a leader at your home. That's why they say leadership, it's not individual values, it is the leadership values also. So let's start with social values. How can we build social values into a student's life? How can we build social values? Very good. That's why we have given you NSS. Now you understood that I'm just joking because madam is trying to tell you that giving back to society is the first important thing. Today you imagine anybody, even a child asks a rubber, the parent will tell us, it is your rubber, don't give it to anybody. Sharing is, because we were all living in a joint family. Today we are living in conservative 1-2 family, nuclear families, where sharing and caring itself is not there. and everything is on the phone, sharing and carrying with likes and impressions and this one. Emojis, correct? So tell me, what, ma'am, how do you build that values? How can we build that values? Definitely we are going to give exercises, and that will be part of our, because every review meeting you see of all the department, students are not studying, start from school till LLB, till nursing, students are not participating, students are not, how do we build social values, or what kind of social values today's society needs? And today, whatever generation be it, if you don't have these values, you will never reach a leadership position. You will never reach leadership position. If you have a shortcut in your life, you will not lead to a leadership position. Tell me, what kind of social values? Giving back to the society? What kind of other things? How do premier institution imbibe social values? Do you know? We were discussing yesterday, the message is very clear that every student undergoes today mandatory NGO internship. Now when we went to Taimane, I think Manjunath sir only had taken us. When we went to Taimane, we understood the reality of the world, how many kids don't have parents. Yesterday they have called us, the Taimane people. There are 6 students right now who are 95% and above, and all 6 don't have parents. All 6 don't have parents. Sir, will you do something for these kids, is what she had called us, for admissions or whatever it is. You have to engross students every now and then in your subject, maybe, to interact them with society and understand what are the challenges today everybody is facing. How we do it, I have come up with a plan. We are going to propose it to the management, then we will see how we have to take it. How do you engross them? Now if you ask a question, we are not a private university, we are not a deemed university, we are under Bangalore North University, KSLU, Rajiv Gandhi, everybody will tell. But how do we engross the students in NGO or support activities? That is the first thing we need to take up. Society. Professional values. I think Siddhappa sir will be the right person to talk about professional values. Sir, if you can tell us, with your experience, where professional values will play an important role? Or what kind of professional values?
Sir, professional values simply means whether the management or government, whatever work that is interested or interested towards, so how to do it. And the morning also, Shri came and she told me she has been asked to principal
School.
It is a teaching profession, so you have to consider it as an opportunity for me to serve our little kids. And we are not supposed to take that we have been demoted or been asked to work well and taken up. So whatever responsibility that is given to us, we have to take it as an opportunity, and we have to thank the management that my services is being utilized to the optimum.
Correct.
So it is one day a parent came to me, and the parent told me that education department is the only department where we cannot see corruption, and he was highly praising the education department. So I told them that corruption doesn't mean that taking cash, taking money or other benefits. See, I am a principal. I have a set of rules and regulations to follow, set of work to follow. If I don't do that, if I don't work properly in government colleges, nobody will ask us. If I don't work properly and if I take money at home, so that is corruption. So without working, taking money is also a sort of corruption.
100%. You are getting paid for it.
Yes,
sir. You are getting paid for it and still you don't do. I'll just give an corruption is not just taking money. You correct all 60 answer booklet in 15 minutes, that's first corruption. Because the target is given, HOD has told tomorrow corrections have to happen, I have to submit the booklets, that's the first corruption, because there is something wrong in that, but you have entered it and passed all the students. And that's why our today's society is like this. Because there is professional values lack, the society is also lacking. I have to finish lesson plans, I will finish all the lessons as per this one, give me 30 hours time, we will finish it off. There the professional value is also at stake. Please understand, professional value is not just at teacher level. If we don't teach the students that profession, wherever they go, there the values are important. I think that is the first mistake, because teachers have a major role to play in the days to come also, even if it is AI, whatever it is. Without a teacher's physical presence, robots can't teach values. Robots can't teach honesty. Robots can't teach respect. It comes from the blood which you have been imbibed from the time you have been born on this earth. Professional values. And I think that's why they are not able to stick on in an organization for a long time, because they are only meant for doing shortcuts. They'll not be able to stay for a long time because professional values are not there. They feel that this organization is not correct, that organization is not correct. They don't see multiple and come. They see only one organization, keep them as a benchmark and think that the other institutions are better, the other organizations are better. And last, professional leadership values. And today, if any organization is a failure, it is because of the leadership. It is because of the leadership. I don't know how many of you, in one of the HR textbook, it clearly says that people don't leave organization, they quit bosses. I don't know how many of you agree for this. They don't leave organization, they only quit bosses. Because the culture is already set in the organization. Chairman sir has set, Vice Chairman has set, MD Madam has set, Director of Operations set the culture for the organization, but who sits on the helm of affair will decide the culture of the organization, and because of that many people will leave the organization. It is only because there is cultural mismatch between the leadership and the organization. Leadership values are very, very, very important. You have to wear ID card, campus director doesn't wear ID card. You have to punch, campus director different rule. Rule remains the same for everybody in the organization, and people will look at a leader in that pattern. If anything, for example, I will say meeting is this time, and then for you an observation put, I don't come for the meeting. That is also a part of leadership lacuna in the organization. Please understand, these three are the most important. From today, if we are going to talk to students, it is only on social values, and we will be the role model institution by coming up with the project which talks only of building value system for the students. Starting from Patel Public School to our PhD program, we need to build value system into the organization. I think I have next 5-10 minutes before I wind up. I would like to have one thing which I think I learned in the process. I don't know, there are three things which will become majorly entity for an organization. That is practice, which becomes a pattern. Pattern becomes an culture, and culture becomes the environment. I don't know how many of you have understood this. I will repeat again. We will start doing a practice, okay? That practice becomes a pattern. Pattern becomes a culture, and culture becomes the whole environment. Can anybody elaborate any one example for Patel which was not there, which became a pattern, practice, pattern, culture and environment? Prema madam.
I took the same example of the ID cards, sir.
Yes. Let's remove ID cards and biometric. We will talk something others.
Because most of the time I connected those two examples of
Yeah.
ID card and biometric, because which has brought in a...
Because you started practicing it.
Yes.
Correct. Now, any other example. Let's talk in terms of student engagement, student discipline, marks, or getting our programs done is...
Internal marks previously, who are attending will give as it is, but now it is not like this. Packaging, the same thing it is rejecting, and we are making it the same marks is giving over there.
Before, how was it, ma'am?
Sir, previously the HODs will be taking care of the internal marks, HODs will be giving the marks.
Okay.
And now it is not like that. The concerned faculties are giving based on their class, how the students are behaving, how they are performing in the class. Accordingly, they are giving the internal marks.
So that became a practice.
Yes.
It became a culture. Now whole environment tells that teacher is responsible.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay.